What's up, guys? We're playing some rapid chess on chess.com. We're going to try to get to 2,500. We're actually playing at 2,500, whose name is Puzzles. And he has the, what is that, the Puzzle Rush icon up there. Plays the French defense. I guess we got to try the Alpin Gambit. Friendly reminder, Chess Vibes Academy opens April 27th. Make sure, mark your calendars or sign up for the email list if you want to be reminded about that. Okay, let's see what they know. Let's see what they know. Are they going to fall for the trap here? Queen h4 check is a big mistake. I don't expect a 2,500 rated player to fall for it in a rapid game. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see knight f6. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? There we go, knight f6. Okay, let's go knight f3. Knight c3, castles. This is the plan. So we give up one pawn. But what do we get in return for giving up this pawn? If you guys have followed me for any amount of time, you know what I'm going to say. We get the open f-file, and we also have a clear path for the queen later to come over to the king side, which is great. So let's go ahead and castle. There's the rook on the open file, right? c5, okay. I'm probably just going to let him take that and recapture. Let's play knight c3. I don't think there's any reason to worry about that. Just recapture here. And like I said, we can play queen e1, queen h4 if they castle. Now, this person is not castling, which is probably a smart thing. I could play king h1 to get away from any potential pin on with queen b6. I could also try something like this, but I don't know if I like that, because then he is going to castle. My bishop's a bit out of position. So I think king h1 is probably just the move. Takes. He could move the knight somewhere, but then we have a check and we can go. Yeah, let's get the king away. I don't think we want to leave the king on this diagonal any longer. Buttoneer, how's it going? Good to see you. Okay, recapture. Obviously, now we have to pay attention because our knight is undefended, but it's not attacked at the moment. So we should be okay. Yeah, I'm thinking of still going for the plan here, guys. The queen h4 plan. I think it's a good plan. And also we can play rook d1 and line up here on these pieces, which is, you know, when you can put your rooks or lower value pieces in line with a higher value piece like a queen or a king, that's usually a pretty good strategy. So yeah, now it's a big question for me of, do I immediately go queen h4 or do I play rook d1 first? I think we immediately go here because this threat is very powerful. So let's go ahead and create the big threat there. Okay, he does stop it, and unfortunately, because those bishops have been traded, I can't sack. So that's pretty smart by our opponent actually doing that. Let's go rook d1. Let me think. I want to go rook d1 and line up here, but they could just move the queen. So is that my best option? Knight e4 takes knight f6. We could sack. Actually, knight e4 is interesting. Although maybe I will go knight e4 actually, guys. Yeah, I'm going to do it because if we put the pressure on this knight and we trade it off, then queen e4 actually is pretty annoying for black to stop if they don't have a knight sitting there. Now there's two knights, so we may have to sacrifice at some point, but this looks a little bit dangerous. I'm expecting that they want to play a move like b5 or queen b6. Because that's if you're black, this is what you want to do, right? You want to develop this bishop and this queen. But you have to be careful, because if you play something like queen b6, takes, I almost have checkmate, right? They can play f5, though. Then we'd have at least a perpetual check, I think. Maybe even we would just win, actually, with the rook lift. So they have to be careful. b5. b5 also opens up the c6 square. I'm not sure how valuable that is to me. Okay, yeah, so they're trying to get the queens off the board. Obviously, I don't want to allow that. So maybe we just go back, queen g3. Queen g3, queen c7. Again, trying to trade. We do not want to trade. Queen c7. Yeah, we could play knight d6, but I don't know if that's a good move. e5 looks like a problem, although knight f5, maybe it's okay. All right. We'll go here. Yeah, black's being very careful because I think they are recognizing the danger here. And so they're not allowing me to just follow through with my normal threats here. What's up, Rob? How's it going, man? Knight f6. Okay, so they're still have the knight there, but now they also have this one on d5. Well, we could trade one. And we could put the rook on d1. Still don't have a clear... Actually, that's kind of annoying. Then the queen has to move, but it also has to guard the knight. Or we could start with this. We're going to go queen e7. Yeah, maybe rook d1 is good. Or do we want to trade? Actually, let's trade first. Let's go ahead and trade. We'll play rook d1. Of course, they're going to take with the knight, only move. And this is not a free piece, right? There's a nice little tactic. If they take it, we have check and we take the queen. So we're okay. I'm expecting this move. They have to keep their knight guarded as far as I can tell. I'm expecting queen e7. I guess technically king h8 could be a move too because you get away from the pin. So your knight is fine now. It's defended by the pawn and you get away from the check. Aha. That's exactly what they play. Okay, so now they are threatening our knight, right? You guys see how that works? We don't have the tactic anymore because it's not check. So we do have to move the knight or defend the knight, one of the two. Yeah, c3 is not a terrible idea because if they ever push, we can jump here. Knight f3 also is okay. It stops e5. We would just take it. And then I could go there next move. Yeah, I actually like that. I think we just reroute it to e5. They're probably going to play b5 and bishop b7, right? b5, bishop b7. So b5, 95, bishop b7. Actually, no, they can't play b5. We have, well, I guess we have at a minimum this free pawn. I don't think we could get away with this because the knight hits our queen. So maybe they do have to deal with this. So they're going to play something like queen here or here. Or here. Queen b6 comes with this small threat. I could ignore that and try to attack. I don't know how we're going to attack exactly. 95. Okay, they do go queen e7. Okay, so 95 looks like a pretty logical looking move. I'm going to play it on intuition that this should be where my knight should go. I'm not really calculating all the variations, but I'm moving it in the center. I'm opening up my rook. I'm creating some interesting threats that black has to be careful for. Actually, knight g6 check, takes. We almost have something there because we sack this. They take with the pawn, though. The queen defends the checkmate. We go check. They go back. It doesn't quite work, but I'm going to keep an eye on it, you know, because you never know when that could be useful, okay? Speaking of which, actually, could we go queen g6? Oh, wow. Queen g6 threatens checkmate. We sack this, obviously, first. So they would take us, but then we take back. Check, and we get the queen back, and we win a pawn. That's actually an amazing move. That's actually an amazing move, isn't it? Hold up. I can also go there immediately, and then when they take, queen takes, I'm threatening checkmate. They're going to play knight f6. Wait. If we take that, that's what I just calculated. Hold on. We could trade first. No, then the knight defends, so we can't do it. Can't do it, unfortunately. Oh, we could play rook takes f7. Hold on. Rook takes f7. If the rook takes, we win the queen. If the queen takes, we win the queen. If the queen moves, we're fine. If this happens, we're fine. Rook takes f7 might be the best move. Hold on, let's calculate. Queen g6, though. So they have to... They don't have to. They could play like f5. Yeah, maybe we just go for it. Maybe we just do it. This is an incredible move, I think, guys. I want to do it while I still have time on the clock. Let's just make sure I'm not blundering. If knight takes e5, we take the queen. If they take with the queen, we take back. Let's go! Let's go! What a crazy move! What a crazy move! Okay. We've got to be winning now. We've got to be winning. All right. Queen d6. I like queen d6. It's a threat. Bishop g6 also looks pretty good. If the rook moves here, bishop g6... Actually, no. If the rook moves, then we take this. That's pretty good. But if I start with this, it might even be better. Let's say some move like, what? Knight f8 gets pinned. Knight f6. We come down with a check. Yeah, bishop g6 might just be crushing, actually. Let's go bishop g6. Queen g6 is interesting, too, but the knight's going to defend. I think we go bishop g6. And if the knight moves, rook d8 is very good. We have queen d6 ideas. Oh, yeah. This is great. They didn't see rook f7. They did not see rook f7. This is exciting. How many points is this if we win? This is 9 points if we get this victory here, which we should. Unless I blunder it. We're clearly winning in this position. The reason we're clearly winning, by the way, is because these are equal. So we have a rook, a knight, and a pawn. Actually, it's just a rook and a knight for a queen, which is better. But their king is kind of not super safe as well. Yeah, rook d8, right? The reason this is so good is because the king is trapped. The rook... Okay, I got to be a little careful here. I didn't actually see that one. So if I go... Hold on. If I take it, do I have a tactic? That's the first question. Check somewhere with the queen. They move there. Probably not. Okay, I didn't see this one. That's actually an annoying move. Well, I guess we have to trade it. Okay. It's not the end of the world. I just didn't see it. Maybe h4, deal with the back rank problems. It can also be a useful attacking move. I think this is fine, although maybe I should keep the bishop. The knight's probably not as good as the bishop. Yeah, let's keep the bishop, actually. Let's go right here. h4, I want to play next, probably. It's fine. Let's go h4. Okay, there's no back rank mate blunders that are going to be happening. Queen should be pretty good at picking off some of these pawns here, unless black can set up some kind of a fortress, but it's going to be tough because they kind of need to leave the knight guarding the king, probably. And if these get traded, the rook's not going to be able to do it by itself, I don't think. Yeah, I think we go ahead and trade this. Let's play c3, kind of shut down this file. Rook here, we'll do the same thing. We could set up the pawns like this if we want. Okay, that's fine. We can do this. Okay. Pawn chains are nice because everybody's defended. You only have to guard one thing. a4. Okay, the rook is going to try to come down. That's not a big deal. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to keep my queen just where it's like attacking everything. And then probably start pushing. We do have 3 against 2, so we can create a pass pawn over here. I'm going to give him that pawn. I'm going to give him that one. That one doesn't really matter to me. Now I have 2 connected. That's very good over here. Might even get 3. Okay, so now it's just a question of, can we push these and get another queen? Should be able to stop this with either our queen or our king, even. I think I will just put the king right in front. King is very good at stopping past pawns, if you didn't know that. As long as the knight doesn't somehow teleport up here with the rook, we're going to be fine. And they can't easily do that because it's going to open them up for a bunch of tactics. There's a trick. There's a trick. So we're going to get another queen. They're going to resign. I think they're going to resign. Let's go. That was pretty cool. That rook f7 move I think was pretty nice. Yeah. That's where we got him. That's exactly where we got him. They blundered and then we saw the follow-up. What a great game. So Queen e1, Stockfish likes it. Stockfish would have played Rook d1 first. Yeah, they actually should have played Bishop d7 apparently. This allows me to reroute my knight. Great. So now I have a slight advantage. And they blunder. Yep, they just missed this one. Now, if I would have gone with my other move, Queen g6, this is still pretty good for me. And wait, no, this is actually winning? Oh, because you just get the rook too. Look at that. Wow. So even if I didn't see rook f7, if I would have gone with queen g6, yeah, but the reason is they could play f5, which I was thinking about. And this is so crazy. This is so crazy. You sack the queen on f5 again because you're just opening up for the knight. That's the whole point. You're just opening up for this knight fork, so you can just give that up, and then you take it. And I'm still have a slightly better position. Now, obviously not nearly as good as this amazing rook sack, but take the queen. Yeah, and we're just totally winning. Okay, rook f1 was slightly better, but probably doesn't matter too much. Rook d8. Oh, that's interesting. I could have played queen h4. Oh, because the rook actually defends the back rank. In my mind, I was afraid of this, but it's as long as you defend the rook, it guards it. That's a cool move. I mean, this is still winning, but that would have been a little bit easier. But yeah, whenever you have enough pawns and another advantage, like a queen against rook and a knight, it's usually pretty straightforward. If this was reversed, right? If the black had 3 pawns and I only had 2, would have been a different story. It would have been much more challenging, right? Because I wouldn't have had the option to just push these down the board like that. So, guys, let me just do one thing here. I have an application I need to close. It's just, sorry, I had something going on. Okay. All right, let's go to the next game. Here we go. Where's the brilliant moves counter? The brilliant moves counter is, sorry, I don't know what I'm doing over here, is replaced by the Chess Vibes Academy thing for now. 2369, ooh, April 6, 2025. I guess that's long enough. Let's just do a quick check. I just want to be careful here. Yeah, pretty normal looking ratings. Okay, let's go. We'll play d5. Okay, we're going to go with the modern variation of the Scandinavian. So this is one of my courses. which is inside of Chess Vibes Academy, by the way. Knight f3. Okay, okay. I think we can do it, actually. I'm going to try to transpose to a crazy line here. Is it going to be the same? Yeah, it might be the same. It might be the same. If they take this, I'm going to play the move knight c6. And we're going to try to catch him in a little trap. We're going to try to catch him in a little trap. This is a very good one. It's in the Scandinavian course, but it's so much fun. The crazy thing is you can catch people even at high levels, but it works even... Oh, you didn't fall for it. That's so sad. Okay, didn't fall for it. All right, we'll just take back. I could take it right now, or I could just develop and castle. Let's take it back real quick. Bishop c4, though, is kind of annoying. Maybe I should wait. Maybe I should wait. No, I think it's okay. We'll go ahead and take it. We'll go ahead and take it. Okay, yeah, bishop c4, kind of expected this. I almost wonder if I can play queen e7. The point is, if I can force him to play king f1, that's a really ugly move. Now, they don't have to, but if you were going to go back with these pieces, that doesn't really make sense. Yeah, let's do it. Let's actually do it. And queen e2... I have two options. I could either trade queens and go into that endgame where they're going to have the isolated pawn, or I can play knight f4. Maybe let them trade queens, but now I have this really annoying knight. They castle, though. Then we take here. The pawns are really messed up. Yeah, that looks pretty good, too. So queen e2, I'm going to have an interesting decision to make. Well, bishop e2. Wow. See, I didn't think they would want to do that because knight f4. Knight f4. Also, I could just take this. What am I even saying? I just take it right now. Just take it right away. You can't take me back. They have to take this way. Then I play knight f4. They're not going to want a castle. Oh, this is awful for white. This is so awful. Oh. I almost blundered it. I almost blundered it. That would have been so bad. Oh. You guys have no idea how close I was playing this move. Whew. All right. So if I can't do that, it is under attack. I either have to trade or go back to maybe b6. That's too bad because this would have been so nice sitting here. That would have been so nice. Sorry, somehow I keep hovering off to the side. I don't know how I'm doing that. All right, we're going to go back to b6, I guess. Man, that's unfortunate. Got to watch out for those forks, though. Okay, so I don't think they're going to castle. Now, they could, because they might prioritize trying to get a rook here at all costs and think that they could tuck their king in the corner, which is probably true. It's a risky decision, but it's possible. The other option is they're just going to push this pawn and try to get their bishop out and maybe castle the other way or just not castle right now. Either way, my plan most likely is going to be knight c6 castle queenside, which was part of the reason I was okay blocking my bishop, because I saw that my king was going to have a relatively easy way to get out of the center. If the king had nowhere to go, I would have been much more hesitant to play queen e7, right? You're struggling with your endgames, you get brain fog and make stupid mistakes. Any advice on how to improve your mental focus late? Well, I'm not sure if you're asking, when you say mental focus, I'm not sure if you're saying like you just get mentally tired, in which case just need to train and work at it, get your brain better at thinking longer. You want to go knight c6 here. But in general, when it comes to the end games, yeah, I think knight c6 should be good. In general, it's all about the passed pawns. It's about activating your king, and it's about making sure your pieces are on active squares. You never want a piece to just be stuck doing like one thing, guarding a pawn or something. Like look for the most active squares. That's probably the biggest thing. I think we go ahead and castle here. And then with mental, just stamina, being able to play longer games and not get tired, I have found that the more that I exercise, whether it's riding a bike, running, jogging, lifting weights, playing pickleball or soccer, like something like that, you tend to have mentally, you can play longer games. So I don't know like what kind of physical shape you're in, but if you haven't like looked into that, that's definitely somewhere I would start. Okay, that's not really a threat because we have f6, but maybe we want to keep an eye anyway. Looks like they are going to try to castle this way. I do need to get this bishop out, so probably need to move the queen so that the bishop can come out. Here looks like a good square for the bishop. So where do I want my queen is the question. Here we walk into this. We can't do that. Queen d7. Just piling up on the pawn. Looks pretty good. We don't want to get pinned, but it's not a threat at the moment. Yeah, let's do it. So here we go. Three pieces lined up on d4. Yeah, and maybe now is the time for the pin here. It'll be interesting if they play a3. Am I going to give up the bishop pair or not? If we go back, we get trapped, so we'd have to sag a piece, which isn't awful. Alternatively, we just do something like this with the bishop. You know what? I guess technically what I could do is go here. And then after they play a3, just go back to wherever I was going to go anyway. And you might say, well, Nelson, you lost a move. But actually, I made them play a weakening move on the king side because look at this b3 square. You guys see that? If a knight lands there, now I have a beautiful fork. And that wouldn't be possible if the pawn wasn't up. So it's kind of like, go ahead. I'm kind of asking them to do it. f6 is one option. Because then this is defended with the queen. g6 looks like it creates too many weaknesses on the dark square. So I think we're going to go with f6. I got to be careful. Look at this, guys. Look at this. If they push this pawn, I got to be careful. So king b8 definitely needs to be played soon, I think. King b8. We do not want to get pinned here. But also, maybe I can start thinking about how to put pressure on this, actually, with knight d5. Rook e8, knight d5, knight e4, king b8, g6. All of these are like possible moves depending on what my opponent's going to do. Queen c7, what's the point? They want to try to stop me from moving that. They want to get out of the pin. The rook is lined up on my queen. All of these things. Okay. So the knight can move now. I kind of like g6 because I deal with this and I deal with this all at the same time. And if they ever play bishop b4, I can play f5. So it fixes a lot of problems. The only thing it doesn't do is this. But then I could just swing the bishop back and play f5. Knight c5, though, and then they get rid of their... Actually, I don't have to take it. It's interesting, though. I don't love that. Maybe I play f5 first. Here we move. Then we play g6. It's interesting because this knight could become very powerful. I guess I could trade it and then play g6, f5. The bishop's... How strong are the bishops? Might be able to get one of them right away. Take bishop d2 though. All right, I don't want to lose on time. I'm going to have to make a decision. I'm going to get rid of the knight just because I see some annoying things. I don't know if it's the right decision, but I don't want to spend all my time. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Then I think I'll play g6. I think I'll play g6, then I'll try to get my rook here. Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. They have these weak pawns, but then they also have the bishop pair. It's not exactly opened up for the bishops because they are kind of, there's some pawns in the way, but I got to be careful. Bishops could take over the game if you're not careful. But if I'm able to trade off one of them, it's not nearly as dangerous. Let's go ahead and play g6. So we're good with this. If f5 ever happens, I want to play rook e8. Okay, yeah, there's the threat. You guys see that? There's the threat. I could play just king b8 and be done with it. Let's just, why not? I don't want to like somehow overlook something and make a mistake later. So this bishop is really bad. Oh, why didn't I just play f5? What am I even doing? I should have played f5. This was a very silly decision. If I play f5, he's got nothing. Then this bishop is... why did I do that? I don't know why I did that. Now they could play f5. I don't know if it's actually good. I mean, I could still push by. I think we're fine either way, but if I could go back in time, I would probably play f5. I think I'm going to do it now. Yeah, because it just really shuts down this bishop. Okay, let's bring the rook here. Now we can jump in here. Or queen... jump in here. Knight a5, c4 looks good. Yeah, I think this endgame is actually really good for us if this bishop gets traded, because that's their good bishop. I don't know why they would want to give up their good bishop for this knight. Yeah, they're actually probably not going to do that. All right, they don't. Okay, so... let me go here. They're going to go back. Oh, do we have a tactic? Do we have a tactic? Bishop c1, take the pawn. If they try to get fancy with bishop a3, we just take the rook. Yeah, I think we can do this. They can't attack my queen or anything serious with the bishop. Okay, nice one there. Which actually, it does more than just win a pawn. It trades the knight for that bishop and activates my rook if they take. And if they don't, oh, I'm going to trade anyway. So I think that's a great move. Look at that one. Look at that one. Okay, queen d5 threatens checkmate. Yeah, our position's really good. Our position's really, really good. We could trade and play an endgame. We could just try to attack. Either way you look at it, we're doing great. I think I can just take this. Because I have tactics. I have tactics. Check. They cannot take me because I take that, so they have to move. Then I take here, which also defends my queen. Good game. That's it. Yep, that's it. Can't take. You lose the rook. You have to move your king, and then I just take and also defend. Which You can't even take back this way because it's just losing. They just lose. Could even take with the rook if I wanted to, but then they move, and I go check. Doesn't really matter, I guess. Doesn't really matter. It's a pin, but it's not like I could defend. I could move my king. It's not like I could even go here. Yeah. Stop the king from doing any shenanigans. This guy is just blundering everything. There's the resignation. How do you identify the good and bad bishop? Yeah, that's a good question. I'll answer that 1 second. Let's see how we did. I think we did pretty good. I think that was a pretty solid game. Okay, 85. Not bad. Another brilliant move. We're racking them up this game. Was Queen E7 a good move? Yeah, Queen E7 was the best move. So I stopped them from castling, but I don't really stop myself from castling. Yes, I'm not going to castle this way because the bishop's in the way, but I can still castle this way. So that's why it was such a good move. And they had to do something really awkward, which allows me to just ruin the pawn structure. And thankfully, I didn't blunder this. Look at that. I was so close. Oh, man. Okay. So we didn't blunder that. Yeah, so the way you identify the good and bad bishop is you look at the pawns. So if you're white, you look at the color pawns in the center of the board primarily. So what are most of the pawns on? Dark squares. So the bishop on the same color is the bad bishop. The other one is the good bishop. And if you think about it, good bishops can go to lots of places. Bad bishops can't do a lot. So like this is bad. It's just like stuck. This is good. It has open diagonals, right? So that's it. So I didn't really think they would want to give up this bishop. I mean, you can, but you're only left with, it may as well be a pawn. It's not doing anything, right? So yeah, that's it. And then we had this really nice tactic. Yeah, this was a good one. Oh, apparently that wasn't my brilliant move. Oh, apparently rook takes e2 is even better because I guess you just forced more trades that way. Interesting. And then you take on d4. Oh. Yeah, I missed that. I saw knight takes c3, but I missed rook takes c2. Okay, so you could have done it either way. So, interesting. Okay. We traded, we captured. Yeah, this is just a basic tactic, relatively basic. When you have a strong battery, you always want to be looking for ways to move the piece out of the way with check. It can kind of pairs it up with this sort of pin here, and there's just nothing for them to do. And obviously, even if they don't blunder the fork, our game is going to be relatively straightforward. What I was going to do is bring the rook up here, you know, bring my king, probably just give up one pawn, put my king like this, and basically push these down the board and use the knight and the rook to help. And you know, it was going to be relatively straightforward, move my knight around or something. I don't know. I would have figured it out, but obviously a fork is better. Okay, let's go to the next game. Moving right along. Good start. Strange bandana. Okay, let's try Scandinavian again. It worked pretty well for us that game. Modern variation, attack the pawn. Let's pin it. Okay, this one is annoying. I think what I usually do is play c6. Technically, we could play knight here as well. Yeah, usually I play c6 and just give him the pawn and basically play from there. Oh, he takes it right away. Interesting decision. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it messes up our pawns, but we have a lead in development and open files that we can use for our rooks, which is kind of handy. I'm going to go ahead and play bishop d6. I want to make sure I get control of this diagonal before white does. If they go with bishop g5, I think what I'm going to do is sneak over here. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Because I want to get away from the pin and also create a threat. Okay, let's do it right away. Of course, if they take me, I'm super happy because then I can go and checkmate the king using this open file. If they go back, we're going to swing the queen over this way, and we've actually created a very dangerous situation for white. Yeah, they do have bishop g3, though. Bishop g3 is an annoying move. Do I have anything else? It's kind of hard to stop that plan. Bishop h4, bishop g3. Yeah, what do we do about that? I mean, we could take it, obviously. They take back. Oh, what? What? They're gonna let me do this? No, I mean, that does not look like a wise decision. I guess they want to go 94. I guess they want to go 94, but I'll just take this pawn. So they have to do, and if they do this, forget about it. No, okay. I don't think they saw this. Actually, hold on. Maybe it's trickier than I think because they get my queen too. So let's calculate. If we take, they take, we take a queen, they go here, we go here, they take a queen, I take a knight. Wait, sorry, the knight's already on h2. Hold on. I just miscalculated everything. Hold on. Takes, check here. They have a knight sitting there. Okay, 3-6. Well, maybe I didn't quite realize that they could get away with this. I thought I just had them here, but I guess not. Our position's probably still okay. The other thing we could do is stack the queen here and then take. No, that doesn't work, does it? If they take me, I go there. They take, no, it doesn't work. I mean, of course I can go back, but then they're going to jump the knight on g3, which is a really annoying square for the knight. Now, maybe we're still fine, and maybe I should still do that. Just go here, play h5, h4. That might still be the best option. It's too bad that I had to come to this. Okay. I underestimated this knight f6 thing, saving white from my beautiful tactic. Why April 27th instead of April 17th? We just needed time to like get everything completed, and that was just the date that worked for me and everyone else. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I want to keep this pressure. I'm going to be pairing that with the rook probably real soon. Of course, we can always bail out and castle if we need to, but I don't see a reason to do that just yet. And yeah, against this, I have a couple of options. Option one is we sack it. The knight is going to move. You can't go there. You either have to go to d2, e1, or h2. If you go to h2, I play queen here. Oh, you just take it? Are you kidding me? That's crazy. You have both of those things defended? That's crazy. Yeah, but I'm sure I probably would be winning. If you go here, yeah, you're in trouble. You could try to run. This is out of the question. We're not taking this knight. Because then the queen defending and is attacking, and we're not doing that. The only options in my mind are sacking here and playing h5 trying to get h4, or f5 trying to get f4, or h5. h5 looks much better. Let's go. Let's go. Spending too much time anyway. This is like the fishing pole trap, if you've never seen this before. Basically, you push your h-pawn, you let him take, and then you get the open h-file. And a lot of times the pawn is really annoying because it chases the knight away from defending. So you're getting a lot in return for your bishop. And they have to be real careful not to get checkmated with the queen and a rook on the h-file. Now, there's this interesting situation in this particular case where if they do that and I go immediately, they could take it. And somehow the knights are guarding both of the squares I would like to checkmate on, which is really funny. But even actually, now that I look at it, I could play f5. That's a very easy solution. So they go over there. So what they're going to try to do, I'll go ahead and tell you guys, is they're going to try to run with rook e1, check, king f1. But what I need to do is not let them get away. The question is how? Bishop d6. Castles so that we have another rook might be useful. Oh, they might want to play knight f1. I didn't actually see that. Oh, no, they don't have time to play knight f1. What am I saying? I would get the check in first, so they would have to play king f1. So king f1, bishop d6, knight e4. I could play f5 and try to just play f4. That's another way to do it, because if we played, let's just say here, rook e1, here, they have to go back that way, then queen h5, and now you're getting mated on this square. Oh, maybe f5 is the way. f5, f4 looks really good. Or I could go here, let him play that, then play f5. I don't think that's as powerful, is it? I think just immediately threatening this looks really tough to deal with. f4, I don't think they're going to do that, right? Maybe they would do that. I'm not sure if I should go here first, after rook e1, then play f5. Or maybe I should. Maybe I should do that. Okay, let's do it. They're going to go rook e1. I think we go f5 right away. Basically, I don't have to checkmate him in the next two moves. Like, I can take my time. I have a long-term kind of advantage here. So we just take our time, push the pawns, opens up things for the bishop. And I could still even castle at some point or play king d7 if I need another rook. But right now, the pawns seem strong enough, right? Okay, so this is kind of what we wanted. We wanted him to have to sacrifice a piece back. And so here's one option for us. In fact, I could even take it, play f5, and we're right back to square one with the free piece. Might be exactly what I'm going to do, guys. I think I am. So now we're not even down a piece. 3, 6, 3. It's even. The material is even, but look at this. Look at the H file. Right? Oh, queen. This is what he wanted. Interesting. Still F5. And if we get this rook here, that's great. Can he sack? No. Can you move your queen anywhere dangerous? No. Let's see. Bishop d6 to get rid of this annoying knight. Or king f7 to bring a rook over. Oh, you guys see that? Do you guys see that? Oh, I just saw it. I just noticed it. I just noticed it. Look at this. Look at this. Guys, don't say, okay, I didn't see chat, but don't tell me I have mate. Don't just, yeah, like, you could just, well, I don't know. Technically, I think you're allowed to like say stuff and it's fine, but if you tell me like engine moves, don't tell me. I didn't see it. I did not see it. I saw that myself, but maybe going forward, just like be careful. Wait till after I make a move and then tell me I missed it. Okay. That was beautiful. Wow. Did we get a brilliant move every game so far? I think we did, right? We're farming brilliance today, guys. So queen here. Stockfish says you're silly for doing this, but I don't. Oh, wow. Stockfish wanted me to play king e7 and let him take this? Wow. Stockfish is like, don't even worry about the bishop. Just take here, mess up the pawns, and now you take... No, not even now. You throw in a check. Now you take it, and you have a better endgame because you messed up the pawn structure and your king is coming out to take all the pawns, I guess. Well, okay, that's one thing. H5. They played the best move. Apparently the best move is 91. I'm really curious. What am I missing, guys? Oh, F4. And you escape this way. This is the way for white, apparently. It's such a counterintuitive move, 91. Wow, F4. They played here, and queen h6 is good. F5 is also good. Yeah, F5 is definitely the way. Yeah, now I'm just... Wow. Am I updating the brilliant move? No, I'm not, but I'll do it now. 267 is the... Can you guys see that if I do this? No, it's covered up. It's covered up by the other one. Yeah, there it is. It's back there. Okay, let's go to the next game. We are on a roll. Let's keep going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. E4. You know, against this, I think I will play knight c3. And if they play d5, I'll play d4. I like this opening, so... Little transposition there. G6. Okay, why does everybody play this? I don't think it's one of the better setups for black, but I think I mess it up a lot of the time, so I gotta be careful here. Well, I like the bishop on c4, so let's start with that. And I think I like this bishop on f4, so let's go there next. I'm gonna probably play queen d2. The question is, should I do it now or later? If they go with like bishop g4, we play here. We get the bishop pair without any real downside. Knight comes to c6, but that's not a big deal. We just castle, right? Oh, I guess there's knight h5, but then we drop it back. Yeah, we're okay. So let's go queen d2. I think my setup is going to be castle queenside, so I can attack over here without too much trouble. So they're willing to give me a pawn. They'll probably get back at some point to trade queens. I don't really want to trade queens, so pushing probably makes the most sense. Okay, he wants to go here. It's kind of annoying. I could play a4 and then drop my bishop all the way back. What I don't want is the bishop to get trapped. That's what I don't want happening, right? Maybe I'll just go to e2. Oh, I kind of mouse slipped that. It's fine because I was going to need to move it anyway, but I kind of was not expecting queen a5 there. Hmm. I don't really want to trade queens, but this is a bit of a problem. King b1, then this would be defended, but the question is, where does my knight go, right? Knight has nowhere to go. If I leave it as is, the knight can go here, but this is too weak. We don't want to let that happen. Hmm. Maybe knight e5, try to create my own threats here. I'm not sure what to do. And my opponent hasn't thought at all, so they must be pretty comfortable with this position, which is not a great start. It's not a great start for us. But I think we got to make something happen before this gets here, because this is going to be really annoying. Seems like Black's attack is happening a lot faster than ours is. Yep. Now, they did just allow me this move, though. They did just allow me this one. Okay, we could take the bishop. It's still a bishop. It's not doing much back there, though. Or we, I don't know, try to throw Harry while the king is lined up here. That actually looks relatively okay. On b4, now I do have knight a4. I do have knight a4. Knight c6. I don't know what that accomplishes. I kind of like h4. Am I missing some other tactics? Let's say they go back to a5, then I play b3, knight b6, and we trap their queen. That's a cool one. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, because if we get h5 in, they have to be real careful. They don't just get checkmated over here. There's some very nice tactics with the knight on e7, stopping the king's escape. You got to be real careful if you're black. So now our attack gets actually more serious. So b4, I think I could also play knight b1. But I don't know. I like this idea of trapping the queen if they go for that other line. They're playing real quick. That's an easy one to fall for, I think. No? Let's go here. Avoid the forks. Okay. I still can play knight c6, but they have a check is the only problem. Then I just take it. Knight c6 traps the queen, guys. Just a question of, can I actually win the queen? If they take me, I take back. Sorry, my phone is not on silent. 1 second. Okay. I usually put it on silent and I forgot. That was very distracting. I think we should go for this, guys. I don't think they can take this. I think they have to take this bishop. I guess they do have queen b5. But then we've sort of slowed down the attack, I think. Let's pre-move this recapture. Yeah, we've slowed it down. The question is, I want to play h5. If they stop me, I'll play g4. I don't see how they're going to attack at the moment. c4, I mean, okay, you take, I take. What did that accomplish, right? Bishop here, you take, I take. So here we go with h5. We got to get this involved. They take me, I just take back. Well, we could just win the bishop. Is that good enough? I think it is. It's trapped. And we're going to open up the h file. Yes. Okay, let's go. 90. Nice. Nice. No brilliant moves, but hey, that was a good game. That was a good game. All right. So, yeah, Stockfish likes bishop c4. Bishop f4 is fine. Queen d2 is fine. d5 is fine. Castling either way is fine. Yeah, they blundered knight c6. They're supposed to take, then play b5, and game goes on. This is actually good for black though, because how am I going to deal with this? Like, this is a problem. Stockfish says you got to like try something like this, and then after b4 you go on the offensive, and it gets really wild and crazy, and you get this position, which is about equal, but somehow I'm hanging on here. Okay. Anyway, so the queen trap that I was wondering if we were going to see is knight b6, because black's probably thinking like, yeah, this knight's annoying, let me get rid of it. But now look at the queen. So knight c6 just traps it. It's fascinating. So they saw that, played knight e4 instead. But the queen is still basically trapped, so you have to make a trade with the knight, which they did. And then, yeah, h5, and I'm just doing great. They blunder this. Even if they don't blunder that and play a better move, rook e8, oh, Stockfish says push. I wasn't going to push. I was going to take this. I mean, somehow this looks really good for me. Oh, knight f8? What about bishop d6, though? How are they defending? h5? What about g4? Oh, bishop c8? See, this is the kind of moves that Stockfish comes up with. But if I'm smart, I play knight e7 first. I don't let that happen, and now I'm going to win. Okay. We're 24-84, guys. We got to keep going. We got to keep going. Let's go. Let's go. I don't think we've ever hit 2,500 in rapid. We got really close. It was like 2490 something one time, but never 2,500. All right, 2450. Apparently we've played before. Okay, seems relatively normal. Let's play d5. Well, let's attack the pawn. This is the modern variation. This is the course that's inside Chess Vibes Academy. Oh, they trade. Interesting. Okay, we'll pin it. Bring out the knight so we can castle this way. I'm just going to go back. I'm not going to do anything too fancy here. I just want to get my pawn up, castle, and get my bishop out. That's all I want to do. Develop the pieces, right? Go ahead and castle right away. It's nice that the rook lands on a half-open file. We get lots of control over the center here, which is great. And the fact they've played h3 makes it a lot easier for me to attack on the king side. This is called a hook. And the reason it's easier to attack is because if our pawn lands on g4, it's a fork. So h6, g5, g4 is definitely something coming to my mind. But probably want to make sure the bishop can come out first. So I'm thinking of pushing this pawn. I'm still going to probably attack, but I want to just make sure we're focusing on the fundamentals here first. And once we've done that, then maybe we support this and we push. Okay. Yeah, even like bishop c5 probably is okay. I think we can trade that bishop and still have a nice little attack going here. So why not? And you'll notice my king side is a little bit better. Or my queen, well, the queen side, where my king is at, is a little bit better because I haven't pushed my pawn up. So if they push a pawn here, I just move my knight. And I'm like, okay, fine. If I push a pawn here, they can't just move their knight because I'll take them and open it up. Okay, so that's the difference. I think I'm going to go rook g8 here. And now I'm threatening g5, g4. Trying to save a move, right? If I don't have to play h6 or f6 to support the pawn and I can just do it with the rook, that's going to be better for me when this happens because then I take and I already want my rook there. I don't waste a move with these. Now, unfortunately, if they play g4, I'm going to probably have to reroute the rook back here, but that's fine because they've committed at that point to really weakening the king. So, and I know this is going to be coming too, but I don't think their attack's going to be as effective because they're not going to have an easy way to open up the files like I do because they played this move h3. So maybe you could say back here, they shouldn't have played h3 if they were planning on castling like this, right? Yep, so there we go. There's the attack, which we knew was coming. No surprise there. I don't know why I'm looking at this move. It just seems like an interesting one to consider too. If I force this knight to move somewhere, take, we could just win the pawn. If they take me, now we're hitting the queen. Let's say queen moves. And then I throw this forward. My queen is... Actually, I'm even threatening this, so they defend. If I go here immediately, let's just say, hypothetically, they play g4. I go back, c4. Yeah, I don't know why I'm liking this idea. Yeah, let's do it. I still want to attack. I'm just trying to keep as much control over the center as possible. The more control over the center you have, generally the more effective an attack on the flank is going to be. So I can play c4. I have to find a place for the queen, but I guess here is okay. Knight g5 takes. Did we actually lose some material there somehow? I have to keep an eye on that one. So maybe I'll go queen d7 instead to avoid that. Because knight e5 is not as dangerous. So do you guys understand that? Like if they play c4 and I move my queen, do you understand why this square is safer than this square based on the knight attacking my queen? If you've purchased a couple of lessons of Chess Vibes, do you get a couple of months free at Chess Vibes Academy? Yeah, so if you... I think what we're doing is if you've bought Breaking 1500, or if you bought the Scandinavian course that came out recently, we're going to give you like a month free so you can try it and see if you like it. So yeah, those are I think those are the two. If you bought like a course from like, 4 years ago, one of the older ones, probably not. So it's just Breaking 1500 and the Scandinavian. Good question. So the reason that this is different is because here when this knight moves, it hits my queen. It also unleashes this. So if I just save my queen, I'm going to lose a piece, right? Or at least it looks like maybe I could actually get the knight. But if let's just say for sake of example, I do lose the queen. So we take, they take. I get a queen, but now they're going to get a rook. And I still have to save my bishop. And they're going to threaten to take my knight. If my queen's on d7 when this happens, the knight's not attacking anything of value. So same situation. For example, I take, they take, I take a queen. Let's say they take my bishop, I take their knight, right? Or if they move their knight, fine, I move my bishop, and I'm up a piece. So that's subtle difference, but it's important. Okay, knight h2, interesting. So they are giving up a pawn, it looks like. I think we definitely trade and take. I don't see. So we could play an endgame up a pawn. If we go back here, I don't know if I like that. Might just push by. Yeah, they do just push by. That's so good. If we take... No. So it's got to be this move. It's got to be this. It's got to be this. There's a check. There's a random check. Rook d7, rook f7, check. 95. Or they take and we just trade and I get this pawn. That's not quite the game I wanted to play, but it should be good for us. Because we have the 3 against 2 over here. So we're going to be able to make a pass pawn, right? You guys see that? 3 against 2. Even if we lose this, like if these get traded, it's fine. We still have this long-term thing going on. But I assume they're going to take and take here. They could try queen g4, but yeah, I didn't think they would go for that. Okay, and I guess we just have to take the pawn. So interesting. I don't want to leave this rook here. That's definitely one thing on my radar. This rook is too annoying. And it's tying down my rook here, which is bad. So probably something like this comes to mind. But I also have my own things. Oh, interesting. So they're going to really go for this. All in for this idea. Yeah, which is smart. So I can't take that. b5 I would be losing because the rooks would come down. Yep, we're not going to do that. Really, it might not be crazy because I could tuck my king on b8 and the knight actually defend. So it might not be crazy, but why would I allow that when I could just play a6 and stop it? Right? There's no reason to put myself into that situation. And here, now I can take this. Oh, they want to go here. Interesting. They really are going for this. So if I take, they go there. Can they really sack a piece, though? If you take with this rook, I go here and I'm happy. I'm up a piece. That's not good enough for you. So you'd have to take with this one. But then I go here. My knight is actually going to save the day, I think. There's one move. Rook there. We can play, hold on, we can play rook here to defend. They have to get away from the check, so they would have to go... My knight's here, so they have to go here or here. Let's say they play king h1. No, then we could check them and do it anyway. If they go here, though... we could check them again and do it anyway. Wow. The other alternative is here, and I play that endgame. But looks like it just is winning. I think they're going to go for it. Rook here, rook here. They take. We go check. We win that. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I think it's winning. Hopefully I didn't miscalculate. We'll find out here in just a second. But I believe this is winning for us. So a lot of times if you get the two rooks on the 7th with the king on the back rank, it's so powerful that you probably even could give up a piece. But in this particular case, my knight is actually perfectly positioned to really help defend some of those key squares. And this rook is kind of running out of options because you don't want to trade. And so the only thing you could do is go here, but then it allows me to come here, setting up a really sneaky tactic where I sack the knight back and win the rook. And I don't see how they're going to get away from it because they can't check me here because the knight. They can't check me here. You don't have time to go here because I go check and I take you. Even if you do this, it doesn't matter. I'm still up a piece. Oh, wait. Wait a second. Am I up a piece? Ooh, maybe they could have got... We'll look at it after the game. We'll look at it after the game. Okay, they decide to not go for it. Okay, I think now we should just do this and go here and get rid of the rook. That's actually interesting. They might have been able to take on here. And when I go check, they take me, I take them. They have this crazy skewer and win my rook. Now, that would be an interesting position, actually, because my king would come up here, and who knows what was going to happen, but they might have actually been able to do it. We'll check it. We'll check it after. That's going to be interesting. Wow, that's a fascinating line if that works for white. I think it does, actually, because of the skewer at the end. My rook's sitting here, my king is sitting here, my rook is sitting here, their rook is sitting here, they go check. I come up, they take me, I go there, yeah. Okay. Here, can they sack? No, we just take a rook. Can they trade? It's fine. Yeah. You know what? I could actually throw in this check, force the king away from the action. I think I'll do it. I think I'll do it because the king is further from stopping these pawns. So might as well, right? So now it's a question of, can we win this and can we push these and win without blundering some tactics? I'm going to dodge the check. This is fine. It's defended. B6, I think I like. Don't let the knight come in there. Probably run over here. Okay. No, now we got to get the rook out since they're giving me the opportunity. We need to get the rook out of there. Okay. Take away the checks. Okay. So they want to go there. We'll stop that and we'll also put the pressure here. Now I can actually create a threat here. Also go here. Which one's better? Okay, we want to keep the pawns connected and try to push them down the board. Which we should be able to do without too much trouble, I would think. I want to trade the knights if I can. so I don't get forked somehow. A rook can't stop two connected pawns, so we're not in danger of drawing that. Okay, great, great. We also have the king cut off, so this should be pretty straightforward. Yes. I don't know what's going on, but we are on a roll today. We are on a roll. Look at this, 94. What is happening? What is happening, guys? Man. All right, we got to check that endgame. Stockfish didn't like rook g8. It liked this e4 idea just right away. Just throw that guy forward. Yeah, I didn't see it until later. Yep, just win the pawn. Okay, let's see. So Stockfish likes a6. Rook e7 also was good. It does like this, and it does say 90. It said 95 for a second. Yeah, 95 is an option. So this is what I was looking at, guys. I'll show you what I was looking at, and then we'll see if Stockfish agrees with me. So knight takes e5. They were going to take here. I'm going to go here. They're going to move their rook because it's attacked. Only square available is here because they don't want to trade. They don't want to get captured, obviously, so the only move is here. Then I was going to go here, which is not the move. And it is because what I said, they take, and even though I have this check, look at this. This is what I was showing you guys. And we actually end up with a drawn ending. Yikes. But if I play the move here after they do this, rook d3, with the idea of coming back and disconnecting these rooks off the 7th rank. That's an incredible move. And the amazing thing, and the reason I didn't even think about this is because my knight is actually not under attack. Because if they ever try to take it, they leave their rook undefended, right? So I don't have to worry about that. So Stockfish is like, who cares about the knight? Come down here. And then it's the same thing. If they do this, again, the rook is undefended. And if they take, I actually save my knight when I recapture and keep the piece that way. So this idea of rook d3, rook d7, which I don't think I was going to see that. Now, maybe when we got to this moment in the game, like this position, I might have noticed it. I don't know, though. This one's one of those moves that might be hard to see unless somebody tells you, right? But once you disconnect these rooks, they can't stay on the 7th rank, you're fine. If they do this, you just trade, you're up the piece. That's fascinating. That is very fascinating. So they could have tried it, would have been interesting. They bailed out, but now it made my life pretty easy. And, you know, remember, at the end of the game, it's all about the pass pawns, right? I don't have pass pawns right now. So my first priority was either to capture this pawn or, like we saw in the game, trade it and then win that way. Now, the tricky thing is, this is where a lot of people mess up, right? You can't just abandon all the other stuff in the game. You have to make sure you're not going to get forked by the knight. You're going to get pinned by the rook, or you're going to lose all your other pieces. So you have to do it in a very careful way. So if step 1 was like activate my rook, step 2 was like try to take away some of these squares from the knight. And then only when I felt ready, I created the attack and then traded. And then it's just a question of trying to force trades and then pushing your pawns down the board. And of course, the king being cut off is a really big deal. It's slightly more difficult if the king would be blocking the pawns, right? Okay, 2491, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, e4. Knight f3. d6. Who plays d6? Dude. All right, we're going to go with d4. I guess bishop c4? I mean, I don't know. I don't really know the Filidor lines too much, but surely this can't be bad. Let's think about this, guys. Probably just castling, right? We'll let them take the pawn if they really want it. Didn't think they would. Rook e1 seems logical. Play rook e1. I think the Filidor is one of those openings that you can't really like blow them off the board if they know what they're doing. But it's also just not like super great for black. They just kind of give you a small advantage. But it comes with the benefit that I haven't like studied these specific lines because most people don't play the Filidor. So why would I waste my time like learning what to do against it? Mongoose Carlson, what's going on? You've played a handful of games today and had 2 brilliant moves. Hey, nice. Way to go, Chris. Awesome. Interesting. They're thinking now. I thought they were going to castle like almost instantly. Wonder what they're considering. Bishop g4? Maybe? There you go. Bishop g4. Okay. I could play c3 and gambit a pawn, but I kind of feel like I don't want to do that right now. For some reason. But then what am I going to do? Queen d3 and take the pawn back this way? If I take it right away, I'm going to have to deal with my king being a bit exposed. But we do get the bishop pair. It's probably a decent trade-off. Let's do it. We get the bishop pair. They're not really set up to attack me over here on the king side. So I think it's a fair trade. Knight c6. No, okay. Yeah, now I could even actually use this to attack, which I think I will do. So knight c6, I'm just going to drop the queen back. The question actually is where? Here is interesting, keeping it on the diagonal. Because then when rook g1 happens, that's pretty nice. They don't have a clear and easy way. Actually, they have this. Hold on. d5. And this would be not good. I better go to e3. Okay, so what's the plan? Well, rook on g1. Bring out my knight, probably sink it into d5. And if I can get this bishop either like this or like this on this diagonal, we actually have a nice chance to drum up a little attack here. Just have to be careful because black's going to look to do some sort of counterattack somehow. They can't do much, though. It's so passive, right? I mean, what are they going to do? d5? We just take it, I think. Actually, no. Maybe we pin it. Yeah, maybe we pin it. Although d4... Rook d1, d4. If I just trade and play knight c3, I like that I get the knight out right away. The problem is I don't love my pawn structure. And we don't have time to really get the attack going. If I drop back and allow d4, Seems like black is just gaining too much space. But maybe it's fine because they don't want to take and let me undouble my pawn. So maybe we do just leave this here. Maybe that's exactly what we do. Let them push if they want. I don't like the black has the lead in development. I don't like that. I really like the long-term prospects. Like the open G file, if we can somehow get this bishop on that diagonal too. If we can get this knight out to a good square or trade it off and the other rook can come, like we're going to be in good shape. Question is, can we survive these next like 4 moves without black getting some really nice position? Good news is we don't have any obvious targets, right? There's nothing like that when you just look at my position, you can say, oh, black's going to target this area. There's no like real weak. Okay, so they do give me the bishop here. That's good. Queen has to go somewhere. Here. Here. Nope, that's a tactic. F4 walks into bishop here. I mean, then we swing over here. So maybe we go to F4 or maybe we go to E2. Yeah, E2, if they try to jump in, we could play F4. I actually like it on E2. Okay, let's go to E2. So, still want to play rook G1. Still want to get this bishop. Now, this diagonal is not really an option. They might be looking at D3. So F4, D3, we take. They have to take with the knight. We pin it. And we win. Check doesn't work. So F4, D3 takes. Knight takes rook D1. They take on C1. Aha, that's clever. They do trade the bishops. Bishop F4 instead. D3. Alternatively, I play rook D1, I guess. But then they're going to play C5, C4 ideas. So I kind of feel like I should force the issue here. F4. If the knight comes over here, that looks bad. I think we would just chase it. So yeah, definitely F4, D3 takes, knight takes. Rook here. They're going to trade. Opposite color bishops, but our position is not too bad. Okay, let's do that one. Oh, actually, I might have another option that I didn't consider. What if I don't take the pawn? I'm just now thinking about this. What if I, for example, play Queen D1? Then they take me? Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, first things first, do we just win a piece if I play E5? What's happening? What is happening? You can't go there. You can do this, but who cares? You can come in. Are they going to go for some crazy D3 move? Takes. That's what they want. But what if I just ignore it and go here? I mean, I can also play like F3 and have a really good position. But if this wins, then okay, so here. Queen F3. Queen d4. c3, maybe. If I could just take, because this is really not that big of a deal. I just moved my king, so I could just take. I think they're just losing. I'm going to trust myself. We've been playing good. I don't think we're missing anything. It's a little tricky, but I think queen f3 just does the job. Queen f3, they can't push. You take, I just take. Only thing they could try would be like here, but like I said, I'm pretty sure we just take. They take check. I play king g2. I'm just winning. I'm up a piece, and they don't really have an attack. Obviously, you can't move your knight. I just take you. Knight e4. Oh, what? I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Knight e4. They can play knight e4. No way. Oh, no, no, no. Knight e4. Oh, there it is. What a move. What a crazy move. All right, what do we do? What do we do? Rook f1? Does rook f1 save us, guys? It might save us. It just might save us. I didn't see that. I should have played f3. I had a feeling I was missing something. I was like, no, no, you're fine. We play f3. They have to go back to h6. Their position is awful. Then I play rook g1. I get everything that I wanted. I did not see this. Man. Well, hopefully we're lucky enough to survive after this. I don't know what's coming next. They can't go queen d5. That's good. I am threatening f3 to fork these guys. Okay. This is probably relatively okay for us. We get the 2 knights for the rook and the pawn. King's a bit exposed. But if we get these pieces out, we're going to be in good shape. I'm just probably going to ignore that. I think we have to get the pieces out ASAP. Taking doesn't really do anything for me. Pushing by, I guess, is an option. But no, I think we just need to develop. This is the top priority at the moment. Let's keep it the top priority. Bishop e3. Here, honestly, I'll probably just play knight c3. Knight c3. If they go there, I just take it. Okay. Well, I feel like we've sort of recovered a little bit here. Let's take this pawn now. Let's take the pawn. Of course, they don't have any tricks. I think I could just take this, no? Queen moves somewhere, and then we take back with the rook. Yeah, it should work for me. If they try to push, bishop lands here very nicely. Great. That's great. Great news. Yeah, we actually got 2 bishops for the rook and the pawn, not 2 knights, which I think we're starting to see how powerful these guys can be. Let's see here. They would take me here. I don't want to let that happen. I do have to speed up. I don't want to get flagged also. I'm going to plant the bishop on d6. I'm going to push this, and we're going to win. Oh, that's a sneaky tactic. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. I do not want to get flagged, but I think we're still good on time. I have to make sure we play good moves. Bishop should definitely outperform the rook. The rook and the pawn. En passant, can we get away with it? No, cannot. So I guess I have to move. Okay. I'm going to try to tuck my king up here away from the queen checks and then try to somehow invade with my queen or something. Queen d7 looks really good. And then we push the pawn. Or push the pawn first. Also defends my pawn here. Okay. It'll be easier to move faster. The queen's off, so I'm going to offer the queen trade. Thankfully, he can't get a pass pawn easily because we've got this square blockaded. I don't think he's going to take. So I need to start planning. What's my next move going to be? E6, probably. E6, E7. I need this threat to be here. Oh, okay. Well, bring our king now, right? Or push. Just don't get flagged. Don't get flagged, Nelson. This guy's so tricky, though. No! 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 I ruined that. I mean, given the time situation, a draw is not awful, but we were winning. Man. Look at that. Look at that. We had a huge winning position for so many times. Okay. No, e5 was the best move. So f3, he just sacks this? What? Well, this was going to be a good position for me too, but e5 was fine. So let's see, what did I do wrong? No, I played the right line. This is actually just good for me. I played that. I played this so well actually. Stockfish would have gone rook g1 though, and actually focused on the king a little bit more here, instead of this fancy thing I was doing here. So what did I do wrong right here? The move is takes and put the bishop on d3. That just looks so wrong to give him this check, but I guess it doesn't actually matter. And then you have threats of this and later this, which is why you need the bishop on d3, and you stop the d file. Okay. So I went the other way. Now I'm just completely winning. Completely winning. I saw it. Oh, I saw it too late. I needed to go for this now before he wins my other bishop. Oh. I mean, to be fair, I had 12 seconds, but I still should have noticed that. I needed to take this now so that I don't lose the bishop. Now it's too late. Apparently, he's winning, but he blunders because he misses the skewer. And it's supposed to be this is a drawn position? Wow, I thought this was a win for me with the 2 pawns. I guess it's not. Now it's a win. Now it's a win if I don't give him a free piece. I needed to go here, but I had 2 seconds. So what do you want? The checkmate, if you're wondering, is rook g5 forces my king to go up, take the pawn, do a waiting move, checkmate. But he couldn't see it with 8 seconds, so okay. That's pretty funny, actually. All right, you know, it's probably a fair result, all things considered. Okay. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This person's 2-0 against me? Okay. It's time to change that. We're in the zone. We are in the zone today. I'm going here, I think. Right here. I knew it. I knew it. Now I'm going here. Nope. Didn't know that one. Knight f3. Knight c6. Castles, castles. Oh, bishop e3. I'll still castle. There's c4 at some point we have to keep an eye on. So the question is, where does the pawn need to go? E6 or e5? I think I should go e6 in this case. Yeah, so c4, probably I'm going to go queen h5 and get ready to set up the push here. h6, g5, maybe even just g5 right away. Let him take it if he wants and play rook g8. Nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Bishop b4 or h6, g5. That is the question, guys. I'm gonna go bishop b4. I think we need to keep prioritizing the development instead of just crazy pawn storms until I'm ready. We're good on time. We're keeping up the pace. Now maybe is the time. We got the piece out there. Now we can think about some attack on the king. I'm going to take it simply because I don't want to waste my time moving the bishop somewhere. So I'm going to take it so that I can immediately launch the attack. Okay, and we do have a pawn sitting here, which I might just take off the board since they didn't defend it. So takes. There's no tactics. I just win a pawn. I don't know what white is thinking. I think they blundered it, to be completely honest with you. And I will take it. Thank you for that. Okay, queen b2. Not a move I considered. Well, first things first, does this craziness work? Obviously, they have to take, otherwise this is happening. So they take with the pawn. We take back. What's the point? Well, the point is I want to go check. And somehow mate. Something. The other move I could play is knight e4. Also looks really nice. Hits the rook. Let's say the rook tries to go here. Then we go check, takes. Again, it's the same kind of story. But now my knight is on e4, which might even be a little bit better. Or is it? I don't know, because we could always play knight e4 later too. Yeah, that's an interesting question. And if he goes this way, it doesn't really change too much. I kind of feel like I should just do it right now. I can also go here first. No, but then we might lose the opportunity. So I think we go for it. If he takes with the knight and pushes, no, and there's no chance. Let's say he plays some crazy move like this. I don't know. Check, rook g8. Oh, he's going to take the pawn. We have to start with the rook. Check. King goes in the corner. Queen h3 threatens checkmate here. The knight moves, we have checkmate there. If the queen comes over, we play rook g2. We have checkmate there. As far as I can tell, knight f3 wins. Do you have any other moves, though? What about bishop f4? Hold on. Bishop f4 is interesting because now you're going to plant the bishop in front of me. Rook g8. That's actually super annoying. Bishop f4. So we could start by moving the rook. Then there's the risk that he takes this. Oh, wait a second. There's also knight g4. I have this. Oh, that's fancy. I just played g3 and fork the rook. Wow. Out of nowhere. Oh, do I? Oh, wait a minute, guys. Do I have some crazy knight e4, rook d3, g3? If you take this way, I can go check. You go here. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Check. You take. Check. You come. I can't. My brain can't handle that. But I'm feeling like 94 is the best move. Let's play 94. And then we can keep calculating. It'll be a little bit more clear in my mind. Because this kind of leaves both of my options open. It leaves the option open to play knight f3 if I decide. It leaves the option open to play g3, I think. He just takes it. Okay, maybe it doesn't leave too many options open. Well, what if I do this? He's going to take my rook. Okay, I didn't really think about all of that. I guess I have to take this, right? Rook d3, it's not a huge concern. I think we just take it. Check, we go back. By the way, I'm still up the pawn. I'm still up the pawn. So if we end up trading everything, I have 4 against 3. So that's not the end of the world if we have to trade a bunch of stuff. But I was really hoping for some beautiful checkmate instead, you know? Okay, this is obviously the piece under attack, so... let's save it and go here. We get the queen to a better square. Yes, maybe now's the moment. Queen f5 or queen g5. Queen f5 looks solid. Let's go queen f5. Yeah, actually, he's got to be careful. I have rook d2. Ooh. Rook d2. Actually, e5 first. Knight d5. d6. Knight e3. Queen f3. Rook d2 is the threat. If I start with rook d2, the issue is check. I have to run. Maybe that's actually good enough. He didn't have anything. e5 allows knight d5. That's the only concern. c6, he goes knight e3. e2 looks really... I mean, this also, because if we land there, that's good as well. Let's go. Let's go. My king is safe. My king is safe. His king is not safe because e5 is coming. I'm going to win a piece because that's mate. Yeah, e5 just wins a piece. So the point is you cannot move that anywhere without this happening. You can't defend because you get captured in both places. There's no good checks on my king. This is covered by my rook. My knight is a monster. My queen is a monster. My rook's a monster. I mean, I have 3 monsters. My pawn's pretty good too. This pawn's, I mean, even the king is just like a boss over here. Yeah, this is great. What's he gonna play? He resigns. He resigned. Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but it makes sense, I guess. That was pretty good. Okay, Stockfish didn't like my bishop b4 idea. It actually just wanted rook g8 to set up this right away. Yeah, maybe that makes sense. And here, yeah, he just blundered that. Oh, guys, I was on it. I was on it. G3 is the move. I just wasn't sure, like, do I just take the fork and be happy? I really wanted more, but apparently I should have just taken the fork and been happy with my position. Bring the knight in. Which I did see. But in my mind, I was thinking, you know, here, yeah, there is a win. Rook takes d3. Knight comes into c3. There is a win. Look at this. What? How did these knights do this? How did they get there? That's amazing. That's what I wanted. But Stockfish says, no, just take the piece, the material. I should have just taken it. Because of course they have to take me. No chance if you don't take me. And then I just take the fork. That's what I should have done. I overcomplicated it a little bit there with knight e4. And I gave him a way out. But they didn't find it. They had to go rook h3. Which is an absurd move. And now you have a fork. Look at that. Oh, man. But couldn't I have played like queen e5? Yeah, I could have played queen e5. And then they have to go back, and then I go over here. Wow, what a ridiculous line. Look at this, guys. The best move for white is to move your rook where a pawn can take it. And the best move for black is to not take the rook with the pawn and move your queen back over here because you got to defend this. Okay. Anyway, they blundered this. And I'm just winning. Knight d2 is also really good, but rook d2 is great. Yeah, e5. They're done. Because what are you going to play? Stockfish says h3 and just let me take it. Oh, the line for knight f3. Yeah. Thanks for saying that. I forgot to look at it. You're right. Thank you, guys. Knight f3 was here, right? So knight f3 check. Stockfish says you take it. And it is bishop f4. Yep, that's the only move. If white doesn't have bishop f4 and they try to run, now there's all kinds of checkmates. They can't get away from it. But bishop f4 does the trick. And now when I check, they block. I can play knight e4. They take. And I have nothing. I mean, I can keep attacking, I guess. But this bishop is like a crazy good defensive piece in this position. It stops everything. Stockfish says you can still try, but with correct play... Wow, this gets wild. Look at this. Rook f2. They don't take it. If they take it, then you come crashing through here. So they have to play queen e3. And then this. And then queen b2 followed by knight e1. There's a lot of places one of us could have gone wrong, obviously. So it would have been an interesting move regardless, but it doesn't technically work because bishop f4, bishop g3. Okay, guys. I think, hold on, I got to check. I think this is the highest rating we've ever had. Let me see. We hit 2490 something before. Let's go to all time. This is the highest rating of all time. 2498. You just witnessed my highest rapid rating of all time. By the way, my bullet rating just hit the all-time high too, 2742 recently. So, okay, well we can't stop here. We gotta go for one more. Let's do it. Here we go. I'm just gonna do a quick check. Make sure the ratings look pretty normal. Ooh, 1600 bullet. Yikes, that's not normal. I don't care what you guys in the chat are gonna say about me. I'm gonna abort it. I don't like that. I don't want to get tilted right now. We're too close. I don't know how they're 1600 bullet. I didn't do a ton of investigating, but that's weird. That does not look good. Let's just try again. Let's try again. Let's check again the opponent here. There you go. Blitz is 2400, Rapid's 2400. That's what I like to see. Let's go. I'll have an extra tab here. Hold on. Let me close these. Okay. Sicilian. Let's continue with the Smith Mora. Ah, too bad. Too bad. Okay. So we don't get to play the exciting stuff. Interesting move. Doesn't that look like a mistake to you guys? Doesn't that look like a mistake? Check and take a free pawn? What am I missing? What exactly am I missing here? Knight c6? I mean, they're just gambiting a pawn, I guess, right? Question now is, do I take with the queen? Or do I take with the bishop and then the queen? I don't know if it really matters too much. I guess this way makes more sense. Yeah, I think this way gives him a little less speed of development. Oh, that's the move. Interesting. So he wants to... Huh. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's really interesting. Okay, so... we're up a pawn. We have to be a little careful. Black is going to get some pieces out here. But as long as I get my bishop here, we should be okay. Yeah, we should be okay. I'm going to develop the knights, and I'm basically going into an endgame. 3 against 2. There's no queens. Like, this is pretty good. This should be good for us. Should give us great chances to win. Okay, f5. Interesting. Probably just going to take it. Let's just develop. Make sure we're not blundering anything. Yeah, that's fine. But I'm going to just go back. I'm going to get this knight out next. And now we're probably ready to castle. There's a pawn here. I don't know if I want it. I actually might, because I'm going to need to move the bishop anyway if they push this. So maybe I will take the pawn. Although then bishop h6. No. Maybe we don't want to mess around with that. I mean, a pawn is a pawn. Bishop h6 castles, rook a8. We move the bishop. Yeah, then we get into some trouble. I think we just castle. I don't think we need to do anything fancy. We're already up a pawn. Let's just castle. I'm pretty sure as long as I don't blunder something, I'm going to win this game. Like, all I have to do is, like, just play normal, good, solid moves, right? G3? Does it work? If he sacks, we can get away. If he pushes, we can take. Should be fine. We can play, like, rook f1 now, rook e1, something like this. I mean, black has a little bit of counterplay, but I think our position is solid. Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. But I just take the pawn. It's still up, but we're still up a pawn. Also, I do have the move knight c4. Knight c4. Takes, takes, takes. Takes. Now then this one happens. Ah, I don't like knight c4. I think I need to take the pawn. I missed that. I think we're still okay. I gotta be careful though. I gotta be careful I don't fall for some crazy tactic. If he does this though, then we get to trade off that annoying bishop. And we have the 3 against 1, which is a nice endgame advantage. Okay. We're okay. We're okay. Yeah, I kind of thought he might go there. But I'm wondering about the move king c2. Getting out of the pin, so my knight is useful again. Also making the rook leave or make a decision at least. e4 is interesting. Takes, takes. Maybe something like knight f4 and rook e1 to pin the pawn looks good. We'll have to get away from the bishop when they push it. Okay, well, that's fine. Okay, okay. Still far from over, though. I don't want to let the knight get to d5. Also, I'm envisioning maybe the bishop can reroute here. Also, knight c3. Let's go knight c3. Get rid of this powerful bishop. Okay, now I can't because the knight will come. Actually, I could. He wants to go here or here with the rook. It's pretty annoying, actually. Maybe I should stop that. Okay, let's not let the rook get there. Also gets away from any shenanigans on the A file. I'm going to go for knight c5, guys. I'm going to go for knight c5 to either fork these. Actually, why am I going to c5? What am I doing with that? For some reason I thought this was a good move. I don't want to trade the knight for the knight. Definitely not that. Let's go here. Actually, don't know. I don't want this trade. This trade is bad because then it's just opposite color bishops. I'm probably not going to be able to win. So I need to change my plan, actually. Probably messed that up a little bit. If he goes back, though, then we do have b4, which looks very strong. Okay. I think I might play b4 anyway. Ah, but there's the check coming. Okay, we're going to have to make a trade. We're going to have to make a trade. And I need to push these pawns now. This is how I'm going to win. I need to push these. Also, if I can get this rook more active. Okay, what's happening here? Don't want to let the rook come in here, so let's go this way, I think. Oh, I'm losing a... What am I doing, guy? I'm losing a pawn. What am I doing? I didn't see this. Oh. In my mind, it was defended enough times. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Here. Takes... Okay, I'm throwing this game. I'm throwing it. I don't know what to do. I do not know what to do. If I go back, what's he going to do? How's he going to make progress? I guess it's not that simple. So let's just go back, and then I'll push my pawns. Because if you push this, you have to give up your knight. And if you push this, that doesn't really do anything. But I definitely need a pass pawn as soon as possible because I need to have some sort of a threat of my own here, I think. I can use the king at some point if I need to. Wonder if I should just take this. Nope, too late now, buddy. Yeah, I'm gonna lose this game. I'm throwing this big time. I can't believe I've done this, guys. I can't believe that just happened. I cannot believe that. They just played an awful move. They give me the pawn. And then what happened? What happened? Hold up. Hold up. I'm going to start, when I start seeing the top engine moves, I'm going to count because now I'm actually curious. Okay, top engine move G6. That's a top engine move. That's a top engine move. That is. 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 H5 was the engine move, not H6. Interesting. That is. So, okay. I'm not saying they cheated, but if they didn't, they played it like a perfect game. So I guess I can't really feel bad. Literally every single move has been engine move. Every single one. Every single one. Until there. They just absolutely blundered. I don't know. I don't know. That is very suspicious. Because generally, it gets harder to play the top engine moves in positions like this, right? There's no like clear-cut tactics. There's no clear like targets or mistakes that I was making. So to play every single move exactly like Stockfish would do it, I don't believe that for a second. No, that was too weird. And the opening too, like strong players don't do like dumb stuff like this. Like you're almost 20 or 50. Why are you just giving away random pawns? I don't know. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. They made that one blunder. I don't know what happened there. That was my one chance to take this. Check the time usage. Yeah, that's a good point. I wasn't paying attention to the time. Let's see. 6 seconds. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. What is that? I can't do math. Like 10 seconds. I mean, I think this person knew. I think they know how to play chess. Because like there were some moves when they played quickly. But I also think there's no way that some random 2400 can just play every single move like Stockfish for the whole game. With the exception of like this one mistake. They're just too perfect. Yeah, I'm going to report. Maybe we'll get the points back. Maybe not. I'm going to report. I don't feel bad about losing though because they played every move like an engine. If it was legitimate, then they played a good game. Okay. The blunder was a mouse slip, maybe. Well, the only thing I could think is they thought they were winning enough that they could play whatever they wanted because it's a very big lead. It's -5. So sometimes people just stop using the engine when they get to a certain point. The other thing, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. The reason it was a blunder is because it allows me to take here, even though you get a check. If this happens, well, you can't do that right now. You have to save your rook, but you basically lose your knight. And if you would have taken, it allows me to recapture. And now it's easy. It's a lot easier to stop one pawn than 2 pawns. So there's no way that guy was cheating. I mean, even the games that I was winning, I didn't ever play a game where every single move was top engine move. I had some good moves. I had some kind of questionable moves. This was every single move in a weird position. Like, how are you going to come up with all those ideas? I don't believe it. I don't believe it, guys. Let's do another check. This person's been around for a while, so probably Yeah, looks legit. Play e4. Okay, we have another Smith Mora. Let's see if they're going to accept it. Nice. Nice. I like that. Let's go bishop c4, queen e2. a6. I don't think that changes our plan. I'm just trying to remember. I think we can still continue with the same setup. Okay. So rook d1 is the normal move. Yeah, I think we can continue. Basically, the way that I play the Smith Morra is like, go for this setup, and then try to see what weaknesses they created based on their setup, and then try to attack that. At least that's what I've kind of learned from Mark Esserman's book. So I think this is a weak spot, so bishop f4 to attack it seems like the most logical move, right? It's a weak spot because they just blocked their queen. Yeah, queen, I think this is some normal stuff. So probably the wrong time for knight d5. I mean, tempting, but I don't think we should do it. I think we should just play like a regular rook c1 move. Hey, thanks. Yeah, that's actually the book I have. Mayhem in the Morra. Yep. That's the exact book that I have. It's very good. It's the best book on the Smith Morra, I think, that's out there. Guys, I have an idea. I have a wild and crazy idea. I'm going to take here with one of these pieces and I'm going to sack the rook. Question is, which piece do we... I'm thinking we take with the bishop only then because then I don't want my bishop to be under attack. I want to be able to keep going, right? So takes. The problem is I don't like my bishop under attack. Takes, then I can just keep on and attacking. Let's do it. Okay. So option one, bishop b5 check to not let the king run. If you take me, I go check. You don't get to run away, you're going to get mated. You're going to get mated. I have to believe you're going to get mated. Let's go. There's only one way. There's only one way to play this opening. You go for the king at all costs. Pieces do not matter. Pieces do not matter at all. Look at them. They're not doing anything anyway. Okay, do we have mate? Check. He does have bishop d6, but then their knight jumps in, I think. Check here. Queen blocks. Again, check. King goes here. No, that's not good enough for us. Knight d5 immediately. That seems silly. Oh, knight e5 is now possible. So this or this. These are definitely the two candidate moves. Always have to start with the forcing ones, right? We always have to start there. So check. If he comes this way, what's going to happen? You're not going to want to go in front of your queen. So if you go here, check. You have to go up. Check. You have to go here. Somehow I don't see a checkmate. Check, you go back. Check, you go back. There's no way there's not a checkmate. That's got to be a checkmate, right? If you play bishop d6, then I think we can do this. It's even more powerful. This is really good too, though. This is really good too, because check this out. You're threatening this to force him in line with the rook, and you're also threatening checkmate right here. So for example, queen d6, nope. Queen c7, check, you're in line, you get pinned. So this is super good. This might just be even better. Oh wait, there's actually checkmate immediately. You can't go there. Oh, so you have to play bishop d6. Okay. Then we take this. That's it. That's it. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way black survives this. There's no chance. No chance. No chance. So we've got the checkmate there. We've got this. We've got a sack and then this. We also have this guy just hanging out in case we need some backup. Knight c4, queen b6, maybe some ideas to keep in mind, but primarily it's this and this and this that's going to win it for us right now. Ooh. Ooh. Wow. Too brilliant. Too brilliant. Okay. See, this game, I feel like it's easier to get a higher accuracy because the moves made more sense. The last game, it was like, I don't know how you would come up with all those ideas. This one, it wasn't really that hard if you know some basic ideas about the Smith-Morra. So let's see if I did it right. Bishop f4. Yes. Rook c1. Good. No, it says it's... Oh, it wants e5, actually. Maybe I was supposed to play e5. I thought e5 was only when the knight was there because you hit the knight, but I guess... What's the point after this? Oh, you sack this way. So I'm going to have to remember that for future reference. Yep. Best move. Best move. Best move. See, it was very logical. I mean, I knew I wanted to get to the king. I knew I didn't want it to run away and hide. So the only way to stop it is to do this. And it forces it in line with all the pieces. And they're both winning. Apparently, this is a little bit better, but they're both... Doesn't really matter. Only move is to go here and allow me this amazing fork. The game goes on for a little while, but it's still very bad for black. Look at this move. E5 with the pin. And then you take it. And then you keep attacking the poor rook. The poor rook. They go here. You swing over. And at some point, I guess you can just take this and have a nice endgame. What a game. He should have used Stockfish. Yes. No. I mean, no. No, don't say that. He should not have used Stockfish, but he needed some help. We'll just say that. Okay. This has been we had a lot of brilliant moves on this stream. Man. Okay. Despite the loss against the questionable opponent, we are still within striking distance. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Guess we've beaten this person before, so that's a good sign. And we get white. That's great. I'm more comfortable with white. Let's see if we can get a Ponziani. Okay, great. I would love to see knight f6. I think d5 is the better move. I have few things. Okay, I have a few things to play against this too, but really wanted to see knight f6. It's okay. Obviously, we're pinning the knight. The fact that they're thinking right now is a really good sign, because most people, if you play d5, you either know what to do against queen a4 or you don't know. The fact that they're thinking tells me they don't know. And I'm not going to say it just in case they happen to be a viewer. I'm not going to say what the move is, but I know what the move is for black. I mean, okay, there's a couple of moves, but there's one that's just pretty much considered to be the best of the options for black. Yeah, the fact that they're thinking is a very good sign. Okay, that's not the move. That's not the best move. It looks like a reasonable move, but I think the issue is it allows me to just jump in with my knight here, you know? Which generally you don't want to do, so let's see. Yeah, f6 was the move. Yeah, somebody said it. F6 was the move. But if you don't know that, it's not the most obvious move. So a long time ago, I had promised the chat that if I ever got to 2500 rapid, I would try to become a grandmaster. I don't know how many people remember that. What's the idea here? Bishop d7. My queen is running out of options. What if I just play like a normal move like d4? What's going to happen? Yeah, I like that. Because you don't want these pieces to get stuck for too long. Okay. So bishop b5. Bishop e3. What is the move? The problem with bishop b5 is bishop d7, and then what am I going to... Am I really going to take it? I don't think so. So I don't think I should do that. But if I don't do that, then he's going to go here and take my pawn, right? Bishop d3, then I could take. Maybe bishop d3 is the move. There's knight c5. I just noticed that. Bishop b5, bishop d7. Takes. I could plant the queen somewhere. Like, let's just say I go back to c2. I'm going to lose this pawn. I'm not sure what to do here, guys, to be honest with you. Bishop f4, but then queen h4. That looks... Actually, no, I could play that. Oh. I could play bishop f4, defend the pawn. Queen h4, I have bishop g3. You can't take it. Oh, that's interesting. I like that, actually. Yeah. I like that, because he's going to probably, one way or another, attack this. And I'd like it to stay defended at least for another move or two, because it takes away some options from this knight. And I thought this was a move, but it's not a move because bishop g3. Okay, so there's the threat. So now I can go bishop, or even just knight d2. No, I think bishop d3. Wait, no, there's this. There's still this. Okay, hold on, Nelson. I could play f3 actually right now. Chase that away. The problem is knight here. I go back, rook e8. I have to make sure my king gets out of the center. So maybe I should go here and castle. Maybe I should just castle. Unfortunately, we may lose the pawn, but I don't really think I can save it at this point. This knight f6 move, though, totally took me out of the theory, you know? Now he plays f6. Whoa. I don't want to open that up. Definitely don't want to open that up. So e6 probably only move. e6 and castles and just play that position. Maybe I shouldn't pre-move, but he's going to take that pawn. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're down a pawn, but if we get the rooks on the open file, might be hard for black to hold on to. I don't know. Probably the opening didn't go as great as it could have, but still a lot of game left, so we're not out of it yet. IM first or directly GM? Yeah, I think it would have to be IM first. I mean, I don't know if you can just go straight to GM. I don't think that's how it works. Maybe you can if you get the norms fast enough, but realistically, that's probably unlikely for me. It would probably be IM and then GM. Wow, this guy is not scared, huh? Look at that move, guys. G5. I guess I gotta go back this way. Maybe I could have gone here too, but I didn't want it to get trapped. Oh, we're almost hitting that 3-hour mark, guys. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the mental fatigue. Which means if I don't win this game, I probably need to stop because we don't want to just go crashing back down to 2400. But I'm gonna give it everything I have to try to win this one, and then well, let me see. Do we? I think this puts us over, right? Yeah, 7 points. This would put us over. Okay, top priority. We gotta get the pieces out of here. I think I'm gonna play knight d2. I need the rooks to get to the center. Can't really do anything without our pieces out. I wonder if I could play f4 because they have kind of weakened their king a bit here. So maybe f4 gives us some kind of opportunity to attack the king side. Yeah, they're trying to prevent that, but I think we could still do it actually. Yeah, I think we should do that. This kind of weakens the king side actually a good amount. I like this plan. Now we have a lead on time somehow too. Now the question is, do I take with the queen or the rook? I think rook. I think we want a rook lift so we can bring the other rook over. Yeah, I think that's the way. Then we could swing this rook, this queen like this, you know, and just put the bishop on d3. We're getting a nice attack, actually. We're getting a real nice attack. Do I go bishop d3 first? Let's see. What's he want to do? There's a check. Check, check. I don't think I care. I think I'm going to go here. So check, I'm going to just tuck the king. I don't care about this anymore. I'm seeing that now we can try to attack. So it's no longer a game of hold on to my pawns. It's a game of let's go get the king. Bishop d3 comes to mind. Bishop d3. Oh, I get forked. I can't go d3. So bishop g4, trade the bishops, or queen c2. Can Queen c2 is interesting because then we can go rook h4 and hit that. I'm blundering anything. Everything is protected. Let's do it. So we defend here. We're starting to set up our own threats. So I could still go there. Or I could do a rook lift first. How's he going to defend, I guess, is the question. Rook f7, maybe? Yeah, I'm actually going to get this first. Sorry. Okay, what do we do, guys? What do we do? I wish these were flipped around. Ah. I don't know. I'm going to set up something like rook e3 or after the rook goes over there. I'm not sure if this is the right decision. Yeah, I'm feeling like I don't have a good attack. This rook is very good at defending black's position, and with it sitting there, I just don't see what we can do. I think I need to just try to play some defense, maybe even trade queens and just survive the endgame 4 against 3. Can't go there just yet because the bishop, but I could maybe defend it. Yeah, let's see if we can trade the queens. I think this is not an easy endgame for black to win, even though they have an extra pawn, and maybe we have better chances to take it down to the time scramble. We do have some nice targets. Bishop h5. Or some here, get on the 7th rank. Yeah, this is actually not so bad for us. Very active pieces. Unfortunately, I couldn't defend it with the other rook, which is what I wanted to do. But I'm about to threaten this. He's going to go king g7. Does that work? D4 doesn't work because of D4. That's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate, guys. Man. Okay, we did get our pawn back. That's good. And we've got him kind of tied up here. That's also good. Ooh. All-time highest rapid rating, 2503. Woo. Wow. Man. I'm not going to lie. I did not think I would be hitting 2500 rapid. At one point, I would have said never, but yeah, that's a really, really great achievement for me. Man. What a game. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. Hey, We the Rabble, thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Yeah, they messed up with G5. They gave me an unnecessary weakness that I could kind of exploit. F4. And then, let's see. Stockfish actually says don't trade queens, play B4. Not sure why. Hey, pawn happy astronaut heart rocket ship. Thank you. Knew you could do it. QD White, thanks a lot. DGMR 1988, appreciate it. Thank you, Jamie. You guys are too kind. Thanks, Waddy. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, that's crazy. I feel like it's gonna now. I'm gonna want to just like stop, just leave the rating. Just like I don't want it to go down. Oh, GM, huh? Man, I don't know, guys. I gotta talk to my wife, see if we can start going to some tournaments, see if she would be okay with that. They're like a really big time commitment, you know, because you got to travel usually to get to some of the big ones where you can actually get the FIDE rating up, so you can get the norms. It's a process. It is a process. Yeah, this person was playing great until the time pressure. They kind of just fell apart here at the end and let my rook take all the pawns. I mean, that's really all that happened. Wow. I'm glad you guys got to see that. This was exciting. We had a lot of brilliant moves today. We had some cool games. We only had one loss to the questionable opponent who basically played every single stockfish move in a row after they blundered the pawn in the beginning. Don't really know what's going on there. Maybe it was legit. Who knows? They just played an 1100? What? They just played an 1100? Who plays an 1100? What is... Okay, anyway, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. But regardless, we got the 2500. So I actually have two... Can you guys see that? Yeah. So my rapid is 2503, bullet 2740. Both are all-time highs. So I don't know. That's crazy. Yeah, brilliant move counter. I may have missed some. I think we're about 260. It says 269, but roughly that's where we're at. Time for some big sponsors. Yeah, there you go, Ryan. All right. Yeah, that's true, Rob. Definitely better to get it on a win like that. Cool. Well, hey guys, don't forget, Chess Vibes Academy is opening up April 27th. You can get on the wait list if you want, or I'll be letting you know when it happens here on YouTube as well. Really excited for that. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to help a lot of people get stuck. If you've been stuck for a while, might be the next thing you can try. It's a little bit different than just more information, which is what we're going for. I want you to actually get practice, feedback from me, and so yeah, should be great. I think I'm going to stop here. We're right at the 3 hours. Mentally, I'm pretty tired, and we did it. I mean, I'm still like kind of in shock, like, because usually what happens is when I start playing against these 2400s consistently, I just can't get the wins, and somehow we did it today, which is wild. I played 1,000 games to reach 2,500. Cheater played 128 games to reach 2,400. Oh yeah, maybe. Maybe that's another clue. If we do get points back, I'll be even higher. I'll be like, how many did I lose? Probably lost like 10 or something. So we might even be like 25, 13, roughly. Cool. Thank you guys. I'm going to not play anymore. I think this is a good stopping point. I'll see you guys next time. I have a really exciting video coming out on Friday. It's going to be titled 81 Reasons You Lose at Chess, I think. I think that's going to be the title. But I spent a lot of time putting that together and making it. And that's just free on YouTube. So make sure you watch that when it comes out. Appreciate everybody. Thanks for the super chats. I'll see you guys next time.